Happy Wednesday, hump day, whatever you choose to call it. Good morning, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's see if we can get some peeps in here this morning. How's everybody doing? Come in and do a little check-in. Let me know that you're here. Let me know you're okay. And let's see what we got going. Oh my goodness, I can't even get onto Facebook. Okay, well, that's fun. Okay, so I don't know if there's anyone there or not. All right, let me go to chat. Catherine's here. Good morning, Catherine. I see we do have some people on, so I guess we're being broadcast out, right? That's my thought, if you're seeing me. Maybe I can get in now. Don't you all love this? Verify that it's you. I know it's necessary. I know security is necessary, but it's like 10 steps now just to get into social media, and especially Facebook. But I am in, so let me see where we're at and see where all the peeps are this morning. So take a moment as we're doing that to just share it out. Share it with somebody that you think could use a message, somebody that just needs to hear that they're loved. And boy, do we have enough of that to go around, don't we? This is a big family with big love in our hearts. So share that. Good morning, everybody that's just now finding it. Okay, so I just shared it into a couple of the groups. And into a messenger message for you all to see that it's live. Great. All righty. So, how's it going? How's your Wednesday looking? And I see we have a troll, so let me get rid of that. Whoops, I blocked somebody I wasn't supposed to block. All right, seems we had some difficulty getting the message sent out this morning. Oh well, we're just going to go with it and hope that people come in and find us on here. This is the Morning Cuppa Joy, and I'm so happy to be here with you today. So I think we have some people that now that are waking up and seeing that we are on. Message to see if everybody's coming in. Okay. All right, let's go into our hearts and just call in peace this morning. Just breathe in and breathe out. Know that you are loved. Know that you are light. You are exactly where you need to be in this very moment. So take that in. Breathe it into your heart center. And let's say some affirmations. I am enough. I am a spark of the divine. I am amazing. I am powerful. And I am worthy. Say those words to yourself. Sometimes we have a hard time. We struggle with not believing it, right? We have that doubt that creeps in. But the more you say it to yourself, the more you envision yourself as worthy, as beautiful. That's what happens. It starts to integrate into your whole thought process. And before you know it, there's no more doubt. There's no more of the insecurity. There's no more questioning. Am I worthy? Yes, you are. Each of us are worthy. Kathy Hand, good morning. Suzanne Millard, Auntie Jean L'Oreal. Kathy, you're running late, but grateful to be able to work. There you go. Let's do that. Let's share one thing that you're grateful for. Here we go. Give me one thing. You can type them in the comments. One thing that you are grateful for. Kathy's grateful to be able to work. I'm grateful that I woke up this morning and grateful for another day to be alive. So share your gratitude, because sharing our inspiration in our life helps others. It lifts the vibration. It changes the actual frequency of the planet. When we share out positive energy, it goes into that collective pool of all that is, and we lift each other by our inspiration. So just do that. If you take a moment and just share with me, what are you grateful for? And I'm going to see if I can get this to some of our P's that are not here so we can have them with us this morning. Let me look for Deirdre. We haven't had Deirdre on here in a bit, so I'm sending it to her. And who else can we send it to? Who can we have on here that we haven't had in a while? How about Linda Lemieux? And how about our Stacy Small Lord? It's that easy. Just find a name and send them a message that we're here. Ricky and Josie, good morning, you guys. Hello and welcome. Suzanne, thank you for sharing. And Suzanne says, I am grateful for all the good I encounter in life. I love that. And we have Auntie Jean that says, I am grateful that Catherine DeSanti found us, although that means Catherines are in the majority now. Oh boy. Well, we'll have to find some more Jeans, won't we? We're looking for more Jeans in our life. Joanne, good morning. I'm grateful for purging old thought processes and opening up to new thoughts. Oh, I love that, Joanne. Yes, how amazing that we can do that. We can change our whole way of thinking. It's just amazing that we have the ability to do that and make a conscious choice, a conscious decision to say, I'm done with that. I don't want to think that way. I don't want to be that way anymore and show up that way in the world. I want to show up in a different way. Okay, so let's see what the angels had to say. The, uh, the message last night from the angels is called Plug in the Light. The quote is from Roy T. Bennett. Do not let the memories of your past limit the potential of your future. There are no limits to what you can achieve on your journey through life, except in your mind. The Dalai Lama tells us to, quote, choose to be optimistic. It feels better. I've always admired this man who now is approaching 90 years on this earth. While I do not understand all of the dynamics and the rules about being in his position, I see him as a spiritual lighthouse in the world. His smile and his giggle are so infectious. Despite facing numerous challenges throughout his life, including exile from his homeland, the Dalai Lama remains a symbol of hope and inspiration for many. His teachings offer a path to greater peace and happiness, and his commitment to promoting human rights and social justice has touched the hearts of people around the world. Dear angels, so many times a memory of a past event or even years of being caught up in a situation that was less than pleasant will be like a cloud which covers the sun, blocking out the light. In those moments, I grab a tool from my toolkit that I use to walk through this lifetime. Gratitude usually comes up first. When things start looking dim, I pause and remember things and people I am grateful for. I think of the story of the Dalai Lama, exiled out of his homeland, yet living his life as an example of what it looks like to shine a light into the world that could be perceived as hostile, given his experience of being persecuted. Instead of dwelling on what was, he chooses to promote peace and human rights, and he continues to be an inspiration to millions around the world. Through his teachings and his example, he has shown us the power of compassion and the importance of working toward a more just and peaceful world. Dear ones, what you focus on will become your reality. We encourage you to continue to move in the direction of a positive thought and thus focus on the good things in front of you in any given moment. This leads to a mindset that allows you to see the beauty in everything, even in the midst of challenges. You all have the potential to be great lighthouses in the world. A lighthouse does not worry or become anxious about the lost ships looking for a sign of a direction to move toward. It simply stays steady and firm and repeats the same message of hope constantly. I am here for you. Dear ones, how are you showing up in the world? Are you there beaming out a message of hope, or are you flailing about in response to perceived dangers? We encourage you to stay present in your now moment. Do not drag the past memories of events that were unpleasant into your present moment. In doing so, you shut down your light. Just as an electric plug connects a light with a power source, so too does your inner light connect with the divine as its source. Stay present, stay connected. Dear angels, today I promise to stay connected to the source of all that is. It is a choice we make. We decide, are we going to plug in today? Am I going to find that outlet, that source that's going to feed my light? Or am I going to stay not plugged in and just being at the whim of whatever comes my way, all that perceived danger, the perceived things that are controlling me and twisting me about. So don't be twisted. Just plug in the light. Suzanne says, I just bought a book called 365 Dalai Lama Daily Advice from the Heart. Excited to read it. It's like your tiny book, just thicker. That sounds awesome. I just love this man. I just love that he's always shining. Have you ever watched him as he does a lot of educating and a lot of talking with people around the world? And I just love that smile. When he smiles, it's like, you know, the world's going to be okay. Even though he has been through so much, he's been through so much trauma and been through so much that's happened to him in life. Yet here he is, our lighthouse, blasting light out into the world. And Oksana is with us. Oksana says, good day. I learned a new definition of tomorrow. I'm going to put this up for everybody to see. I learned a new definition of tomorrow, a mystical land where 99% of all human productivity, motivation, and achievement is stored. I guess leave tomorrow for tomorrow and live in the moment. Absolutely. Thank you, Oksana. And yes, if we are always totally focused on what was or what could be, then we're losing sight of what is and what's right in front of us to live, to be, to enjoy. So thank you for that. She says it comes from a book, Word Up, Little Language Hacks for Big Change by Danny Katz. Thank you for that. Andrea, good morning. And our Kathleen is here, and she's wanting us to add 3 people to the list. So I'm going to put it up there. So Auntie Jean, I know you're here. Hopefully, our Blue Jean will either watch this now or on the replay, and she can add it to the grid up in Vermont as well. Kathleen says, I have to leave early again this morning. Please add 3 people to our prayer list. 2 cousins, Barbara and Diane, who are sisters. Barbara broke her shoulder. Diane has a frozen shoulder. I know, right? What's up with the shoulders? Let's see. I can't get all of the message up on the screen, so let me see what it says. And a young woman, Kim, with severe rheumatoid arthritis. So, okay, we'll add those 3 to our prayer list, and thank you for that. Thank you for bringing them to our loving family for us to wrap our arms around. Good morning, Sally and Tony. Busy getting ready for work and a chiropractor appointment first, and then off to work we go. Well, I hope it's an amazing day at work for you, Sally and Tony. And Tony works on frozen shoulders all the time. Yeah, you know, I'll tell you a quick story about a frozen shoulder. So I was somehow given information about an energy healer, psychic medium and energy healer in the area in Fort Lauderdale where I lived. And I was told that I should go see him. And I'm like, okay. Well, I looked him up, and it was quite expensive to go for the day that he was going to be there, bringing in messages from loved ones and doing some healing. So I contacted him, and I got to go see him. In that experience, he brought me in as a guest. And when he did the healing part, he had us write on a piece of paper where we were hurting or where we perceived that we needed the healing to take place. And we're all in a circle, so he goes around behind us. And at that time, I couldn't lift my arm. I had that frozen shoulder, and I couldn't lift my arm higher than probably right above my waist. And so I had put on their shoulder. And so as he comes around, I feel him touch my shoulder. And I felt different, but I didn't know if anything was different at that point. And then as he is wrapping it up and asking what the experience was for people, he came to me and he asked how my shoulder was feeling. And I said, good. And I shared that I was not able to lift my arm. So he goes, well, can you try to lift your arm? And my arm shot up just high as it would go. And I was shocked. And I'm like, I haven't been able to do this in probably a month. It had been that bad. And it was immediate healing. But isn't it wonderful that we have that ability to heal ourselves through the energy that passes through us from Source, the Creator? That's what happens. Nobody heals us. No doctor even heals us. It's what happens, what changes inside of us, just with that belief, that faith, that knowingness that we can heal ourselves, that it can happen. And for it to be immediate, that was just crazy good. I just love, I still remember, and every time we talk, when I talk to him, he's a dear friend, we just remember that day when it happened immediately. Auntie Jean says, if any of you want to read a book just for fun, try The Dalai Lama's Cat. It's so cute, and you actually learn about this wonderful man. He is amazing, isn't he, Jean? We both share a love of the Dalai Lama. And so thank you for sharing that. And Isabel is with us. Good morning. Kathleen says, I think it is the response to perceived burdens. I think you are so right about that. All pain starts with emotion. So, yeah, when you can go back in and find the release of those emotions. And I do that a lot with people. I absolutely just, I don't focus on, oh, my shoulder's hurting or my stomach's upset. It's like, where is that emotion that needs to just come forth and just be released? So when I do energy healing, that's what I do. I release that emotion that's stuck in there somewhere. And Sally, you're meeting with Vita and a shaman today for lunch. We've been trying to meet for a while, and now it's finally time. Love the guidance. Oh, please give Vita my love. Let her know I'm thinking of her, and we all still have her on the prayer list as she went through a horrible time of losing her son recently. All right, so it is prayer day, and I will add those prayers in, Kathleen, as soon as we get off the air. I'll add them to our long prayer list. But today, we're going to revisit all the prayers that are on there. And thank you, Sally, for giving us an update on your son-in-law, Robert, yesterday. He's on our prayer list along with his two sons. So if anyone else has one that you would like to add, please just type in the comments, whether it's yourself or a loved one, a neighbor, your place in the world that you live, a coworker, whatever it might be. Just put that in there. Let me just adjust the scrolling here. And if you still want to give something you're grateful for, that's a big part of prayer, is doing gratitude. Okay, so let's see. Type this morning, I see. All right, this is what I want to go out for you to type in your prayer request. If there's something that's on your heart, if there's a burden, if there's something that we can help lift you with, let us know that. And Catherine, thank you. We will add that to our prayer list for sure. Catherine's husband, Peter, dealing with Parkinson's and looking at long-term care. So anyone else, that has a prayer request, just please put it up there. Oh, love you, Kathleen Caputo. I hope you have an amazing day, honey. And Christina is here. Time to get ready for work. Prayers for all, especially those who are grieving, and thankful for having the veil lifted. Yes, yes, yes. So happy you were here, and I hope you have an amazing day at work as well. Isabel, grateful for my lessons. They made me search for the truth. That's how it works, isn't it? When we have challenges, when we have struggles, we start a thought process to see, what's this all about? What is this that I'm dealing with? And what is it helping me with in my soul journey and in my soul evolution? Isabel, thank you for prayers for all in need today. And Sally, grateful for the wonderful opportunities that have been given to us every day. Oh, thank you, honey. All right. So here we go with this wonderful prayer list. Let me just see if I can get it up here on the screen. There we go. Okay, I didn't make an adjustment to it, so I may not be able to see all of the names, but it's okay. We're going to get through this, and we know that there are names on there that may be a little hidden by the stuff that's on the screen, but that's okay. Oh, drag to move. Okay. No, that didn't work. All right, I'm not going to mess with it. Sally, what's it all about? Alfie, I started to sing it, Sally, and I didn't. See, I should have. We were tuned in there together. Okay. So Auntie Jean says, I've already put your name in the healing grid and your husband. I hope that is okay, Catherine DeSanti. And Catherine, do you prefer to go by Catherine or Kathy? We have a Kathy Hand that I believe, pretty sure is also a Catherine. All right, so here we go. We pray for all the peace for peace. We pray for peace on earth. And we pray for the end to human trafficking and suffering. We pray for our darling Prachetta, Prachir and Goofy, Aunt Mina and Neil, Nefriti, Jasmine and her daughters, Anya and Myra and her mom Ronnie, Abha, Billy and Tim Hawkins, and especially Brian. Brian was just recently back in the hospital. He's waiting for a liver transplant, so please lift him up. Abha, oh, I said that, sorry. Sheila and Kevin Gooden, Gary, Donnie, David, Kevin, and Holly Langford, my sister Loretta, and her husband Cecil, and all of their family. The last I heard, the family's having a hard time waking her up, so I think her transition is just around the corner. Deirdre and her daughter Danya and Thump the cat, Deirdre's sister Steph and husband Bob, Adriel, Joni and Viola, Tia Fernetti, Mickey, Suzanne Millard and her family, her daughters Jillian and Jackie, granddaughter Jessa and sister Karina, Jacob, Marietta and Ed Stoner, Good Girl Pearl and Mr. Wiggles, and Sweet Dreams, which is the boat they're out on right now, cruising up the waterways. Raquel and Claude's family, Leo Harley and family, Lakshmi, Ken, Jebby, Jim and son, Ryan, Rick and Josie Morrow, Tom and Mary, Tammy Williams, Meg and Jim Lorio, Jean and Ron Lorio, and the entire Lorio family. Christina and Carrie Leftwich and your family, Aunt Mary Lou Burdick, Catherine and Michael Kovacs and family, Rosalind Good Vibes, Sally and Tony De La Rosa and Rose De La Rosa, Sally Harper, Kathy and Bob Hand and family, especially Colleen and Bo and Candy Hand, Michael, Patty, Sonia, Paul and Marlene, Joe and his wife, Pat Moss and all of your family, Becky LaFave and her son Travis, Erica Hoppy and family, Corinne, Charlie Kunz and family, especially his brother and sister-in-law, Hope Wellington Marshall and son Zina and her parents, Winston and Cynthia Campbell, Trey Horn, Andrea Gregg, Catherine, Eric, John, Tatiana, Annie Seven, Grayson and Adam, Cassandra and Destiny Ortega, Luz Orsini and grandkids and sister, Christine Lewis, Gail and Nick Zimmerman, Jennifer and Micah Langren, Oksana and your mom, Amber, Jenna, Katia, Maximus and Max's teacher, Herb, Aunt Gail, Isabel and Paul Reese and your daughters, Beata and her daughter, Linda and Dick Lemieux and her sons and grandchildren, Linda's friend in Sarasota, Stacy and Josh Lord and their children and grandchildren, and Stacy's mom, Karen, Mary Lord, Buster, Wayne, Blue Jean, and Dave Walensky, and all the babies, Dolly the horse, Chance the horse, Pam Moore's family, Lindsay, Aunt Inga, Rose Sermon, Gary McCorkle, Brookie Woodside and her family, especially that sweet baby Maxwell and Brookie's partner Dylan, Girardi family, Jeanette and Ernie, Sean, Lillian in Norway and all her family, Kathleen Caputo, praying for physical healing for you, Kathleen, Iris, baby Wyatt and mom Katie, baby Haven and mom Mandy, Skylar's family. Skylar is now a little angel watching over her family and friends from above. Kat, Steve, Candy and Pastor Bruce, the Deerfield Valley in Vermont, Captain Corey the pirate and his mom Pixie. I'm trying to read through what's there on my screen, so I can't move it and I can't see it. Okay, sorry. Dottie and Don, Grace Isis and her father Edwin, sisters and over in Kenya, and all the children and fur babies, Raymond, Darren Walker, Arthur Thompson, Karen Palmer and her family, Vicki King, Elaine Armstrong, Alina, Marianne, Henrik and Lorraine, Tammy Fisk and your daughter and your sister Tracy, Lori, Kelly, Rochelle Martinez and her mom Rose, Stephen, Catherine, Ruth Anderson and her family and sister-in-law Sharon, Diana Bertut, who is on a decline, so let's please lift Diana up, Jeannie and her sister Merle, the area of Boulder, Colorado, Deb Goldberg and her family, Michelle, Crystal and Dean Nobles and her family, Laura Hill, Julia Osborne, Sharon Rhea and her family, Sherry Gatewood and her brother-in-law, Hanaya Hummingbird, Tammy Hill and family, Phil B., Lynn Gallagher, Terry Wilderman and her father, Mary Crincoli and her friends in Florida, Irene and Eduardo, Eddie Quills, Jose, I think it's Alicia Murdoch, Jessica, Fidel, Camilla and Nick in Australia, Lynn Andriozzi, Frank, Albie, Viola, Kenneth, Bobby, Mansi, Kamal, Maddie, Akil and the Pakistan orphans, Yuri, Scott, Letitia. Thank you, Sally, for sharing this. Joshua, Mary, James, Drake, Alicia Burns, Pam Dite, Kimberly, Ellen, Sue Seekoff and Richard, Terry Gilstad, Chiara, Marissa, Allie, Bree, Claudia, Marianne Pish and family, Danny Gary and family, Lenny, Rick Ulfick, John Thaddeus Fiore. I hope you all saw him yesterday on the Peapod. Kuka Carney and family, Bob Simon and Sherry Otis, Sharon Boyle and Zoe, Carol Fisher, Deborah, Violet, Walter, Brookie's Aunt Jeannie, Shelley, Sue and grandchildren, Carrie's niece Laura, Maggie's mom, Freddie, I'm so sorry. I've got to figure out a different way of putting this up so I can see all the names. Andy, Amanda Summer, Robert Dosa, Miles and Sarah, Debbie Carol Hawks, Carl, Brutus the dog, Augie the dog, Chris Blake, Dante, Jerry, Kaylee, Trevor Jordan, Richard Weber, Charlotte Abrahams, Michelle Landers and family, Alan and Alicia, which are Michelle's son and daughter, Joanne McCann New, Jude Doughton, Karen Gibbons and daughter, Matt, James Schultz family, Julie Kiss, and her mom Cynthia, Linda Kiss, Courtney, Lucinda, Ryan, Pat, Sophia, Aaron Parker, Angelica Campamans, Sunny and Hunter Floor, Peggy, Claire, Carrie Klingon Butcher and her family, Brian Hughes, okay, so there's two names I can't see on this one. Erica Fagels, Yolanda, Selby Barnes, Robin Waters Dykes and her mom Jewel, Joey, Joanne and Leo, Sam, Matt, Charles and Nita, Yusha, Nancy Berdowski, EC, Shelley and Terry Newman, Iris, Jen and Norm, Keith, Joe H., Ollie the cat, Marisol Soto, Cassie, Pat Moss's friend, I think it's Debbie, Tyler, Chad Ehlers, Dick Waters, Milton Carbajal, Sharon, Tomas Diaz, Cameron, Boris Softman, Jacqueline Carbajal, and David Reiger, Solby Barnes, Aud Barnes, Gunn Ellen Sundahl, Vita Hammond, Mary Mitchinson, Higman Simpson, Sam, which is Suzanne's dog, Lisa Jo Davis, Jordan, Lydia Benedita, Rebecca Seward Rickardson, Shelley Blair's family. I spoke with her sister yesterday, and they're having a memorial the end of this month for our darling Shelley. Anjali Bajaj, Juliette Herman, Paula Graca, David Brett and his family, the Rowland family, Colleen, Dylan Hickson, C. Megan Michaels family. C was on with me yesterday with John. Richard Barnes, Cole Grayson, Jay Briscoe's family and friends, Julie Kiss's Uncle Freddie, Robert Wallington, which is Sally's son-in-law, and her grandchildren, Ben and Joe, JT, John Thomas, Francis Nalvin, Shanna, Danielle Riverin and family, and she just came in with us, Annie's Aunt Carol, Andrea's Aunt Esther Ann, Chris and Natika, Kiana and White Linder, and any that you want to add. I'll add in the ones that you shared in the comments today and adjust the slides so we can see all the names. So pray this prayer with me, if you would. Lord, make me an instrument of your peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is injury, pardon. Where there is doubt, faith. Where there is despair, hope. Where there is darkness, light. And where there is sadness, joy. Thank you to all of you who hold these prayers in your heart. Those of you that put them in a crystal grid and lift them up for us, thank you for that. Thank you for being a part of this very special family that comes together every day a family that prays together, a family that loves together. And boy, do we know how to do that, don't we? All right. So, Danielle, we absolutely will add that to our list. Danielle, we have you on the list, but now I know how to make it more specific. So thank you for sharing that with us. And Blue, thank you for being here. All of a sudden I got the hiccups. It's always a fun thing to do when you're trying to talk. So we're talking about healing, and a lot of these prayers are for healing in one form or another. And the Kuan Yin card today, which I didn't read yet, is the medicine of the Divine Mother. Choose your divine medicine to feel grounded and peaceful. Your morning walk, daily prayer, or yoga class. Your time to dance each evening or meditate. To do an oracle card reading or sit quietly with a cup of tea and reflect upon what you are grateful for in that moment. Simple daily routines done with awareness allow you to feel my love for you. It's all about the mindfulness, just like what the angel said in the blog last night. It's all about mindfulness, being that lighthouse, being aware that you're plugged in to source so your light can shine stronger and brighter. Blue, there were names to add to the list and to the grid today. I'll make sure that you have all those names so that that can happen, because you are the keeper of the grid in the northeast part of the United States, and thank you for doing that. Good morning, Debbie Nelvin Sulner. Say your name correctly. Thank you for being here. All right. Well, I also have a big prayer request to add. I will be flying tomorrow. It's been a while since I have flown on an airplane. It's been, years. It's been before the pandemic even. So please lift me up as I take that journey to Florida starting tomorrow and going into Orlando on Sunday to celebrate, and which brings me to a point that I won't be able to do the afternoon cuppa on Sunday afternoon. So I will see what that looks like. We may have to do the morning show, or maybe I can get an assistant, hint, hint, to run the show on Sunday. We'll see what that looks like. All right, so we have time if we want a message from the tiny book. Anybody want a message? And let's see what the angels have to say for us. Thank you, Suzanne, for your travel prayers. Leo. Oh, here's another one. 17. All right, Blue, you got it, girl. So here's another prayer from Leo. Please add my friend Truly Silai to the grid. Next week will be 1 year since her son's death, and she's still deep into grief. Oh, absolutely, Leo. And Leo, you know I'm going to be in your neck of the woods if that's where she's at. I'll be more than happy to sit with her if you would like, and if she's willing. And just let me know if that's a possibility. Okay, so we pull one message, Danielle. It's for all of us to hear. And Blue was the first one up, asking for a message from page 17. The tiny book is available on Amazon. Catherine, thank you for asking that. It's called The Tiny Book of Angel Messages. And it's by me, Teri Angel. So you can just go into Amazon and search for that, and it'll come up for you right away. Okay, page 17. Let's see what we got. We have 4 messages. So I need a number from 1 to 4. And I'm waiting. Number 3. Thank you, Suzanne. Figure out where you want to go, and the rest will flow that direction. You can choose to keep going in reverse, or you can navigate your way to the next adventure. It is up to you. I love that message for all of us today. Figure out where you want to go. How many times are we just like floating through this thing called life? You know, we're just existing. We're not really being and enjoying and seeing why we're here. But when we sit in that quiet time and we ask, what am I doing here? What's this all about? Like we were saying early, what's it all about, Alfie? And then just go in that direction. Thank you, Suzanne, and thank you. It was Sally, I think, right? That chose the page number. No, it was Jean Wolinski. Sorry, Blue. So Blue chose the page number and Suzanne chose the message number. And yes, Leo, I would love that. I'll be in town tomorrow night, and I'll stay there probably for about a week. Okay, so yes, I would love to do that for you. I had a thought. Oh, for those that are not familiar with the tiny book of angel messages, Big Thoughts for Daily Living, they're excerpts from all the messages that are in the Midnight with the Angels book, which came out earlier in the year. Midnight Calls with the Angels. These are all the messages that the angels gave me, one a night, for 365 days last year. And they continued to do so this year. They're giving that message every night. That's what I read here on the morning show. And Auntie Jean has a request that we read message number 2. Did you look at it? Because I know Auntie Jean has this book. Oh, that's a really good one, Jean. Let me just take a sip of water before I try to read again. Learning to overcome judgment and criticism is one of the lessons all humans take on as you go through your experience on Earth. Start where you are. Become like that innocent baby who just extends love without demanding anything else from another. And I goofed. I read the first message instead, but we needed to hear that too. So I'll go on and read number 2. Rise up, lift your head, and search your soul for strength. Out of the ashes, a phoenix will rise. When you bond together, you rise together. Let each new struggle breathe life into that phoenix. I do love that one. Thank you, Jean, for asking for it. And Blue Jean says, I got a box of 10 and they make great gifts. I may have to get another 10. Oh, bless your heart. I just love that we're spreading this out so far and wide. And I'm carrying a couple with me onto the plane. And we'll have just a couple there in Florida for any of you that don't have it and want it while I'm there. Okay. I should read the last one. Yeah, so this is the way we'll end today with this last one before we go into our thank yous. Sit in your meditation time and listen. It's the best thing you can do for yourself. It really, truly is. Thank you, angels, for those messages. And thank you to everyone who was here today, participating, sharing your hearts, sharing your love, and sharing your prayer requests for your loved ones. And we lift them up every day. And Isabel also got some to share. And she says, thank you, Blue. I agree. They are great gifts. Yeah, they absolutely are. And Blue's reminding us of our magic word, razzmatazz. I did say that yesterday, Blue. So just so you know. All righty. So let's go into our heart telephone that we do every day so we can get out of here, get on with our day. I'll be back on in about an hour with Dr. Ruth Anderson. We'll be doing a meditation a day, meditation excavation. Just feel the love. Feel it coming in to your heart from the source. Remember, we talked about being plugged in. Plug in that light into divine, into that source that feeds our soul. And first of all, give that love to yourself. Say the words to yourself. I love you. I love you. Take it in. Nourish it. Hold it in your heart. Just be with that energy. And then we do the heart telephone, which is on the count of 3, 2, 1. Thank you. I love you. I love you all so immensely. Thank you for being a part of this family. Thank you for being a part of my life. You make each day special for me, and I love you. And I will be back. So that last part that we say is namaste, y'all. Stay in your hearts and stay blessed. Have a great day, everyone. I will see you later. Goodbye now.